Hello, this is Professor Gibson, and this is the video about how to succeed in Math 240. How this class works, or maybe a better way to say it is how to work this class. This is an internet class. Hopefully that's not a big surprise. This means that we won't ever meet in a classroom. We won't go over the material together in class for 3 hours a week. Somehow, all successful internet students find another way to get the knowledge and information they would have gained in class had they taken a more traditional type of course. My first big question for you is right here. How are you going to replace that class time to learn what you need to learn? You need to have a plan for that, all right? Please start with the outlines I've posted in Blackboard behind a button labeled Prof's Outlines and Videos. The outlines will help you figure out what you need to know. If you print out the chapter outline and then read through it as your first step, you'll know what you are looking for as you work to learn the material. Let me show you what I mean here. So here we are. This is our Blackboard course. Buttons here on the left. I have added this one, Prof's Outlines and Videos. Okay, so here's a little introduction. I recommend at least the first time you come in here you read that. It'll talk to you some about how to use these outlines and stuff and what they're good for. Right at the moment there's no videos document, but there will be before long. Now, here, How to Succeed in Math 240 is just the text of what we're talking about in this video. It's missing a few details. It has all the stuff though, most of the stuff. Here's chapter outlines I have posted for 1 through 3. Okay, that was uncomfortable. All right. So this is where you'll go. All right, Professor's Outlines and Videos. I'm going to post a document in here as well titled Video Links. And it will have links to different videos that I think you'll find helpful. My little intro piece here, actually I'm going to talk more about the videos in a minute. All right, so let's go back over. The outlines will help you figure out what you need to know. If you print out the chapter outline and then read through it as your first step, you'll know what you're looking for as you work to learn the material. You have two main options as sources for the material. Actually, there's three, but the two main ones that most people use. The first is the videos that you see listed in with your assignments in MyMathLab. What videos, you're probably thinking now. All right, well, I added these in too. Here in MyMathLab, if you go, it opens up in the Homework and Test tab. Next time you'll go, you'll see that before each set of videos, like each set of homework, like here's the Chapter 2 homeworks, here's a folder and here's a video with a lecture for each section in Chapter 2. All right. You'll see that these are posted now. So here's Chapter 3 lecture videos, Chapter 3. These are posted for, I have posted these for every chapter. Okay, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when you're in here on the homework and quizzes and tests, it's view all on one page. If you click that, then it puts the entire course here on one page that you can just scroll down through, right? And not only that, I think it's nice over here. You see all the due dates and times, right, for each test and quiz. So this really gives you a nice overview of the course. Functions as a mixture of a course calendar and just lists out all the assignments and stuff as well. All right, I was talking about two main options. The first is the videos you can see listed in with your assignments in MyMathLab. They were made to be lectures for this class. They're not exciting. I gotta warn you, they're not exciting. You can't ask them questions. Well, I mean, you can ask them questions, right? You can ask the video just like you can yell at the TV or the guy in the car in front of you that can't hear a word you're saying. If you get an answer, though, we should talk, right? All right. The videos do have two advantages over a live teacher, right? Two actual advantages. That is the pause and the rewind buttons. You can pause the video anytime you need a minute to take notes, and you can rewind to listen again to anything you did not quite understand the first time. So you can't ask a question, but you do have pause and rewind. If you don't like the videos, you can read the textbook instead. The entire textbook in ebook format is behind the chapter contents button in MyStatLab. Let's go have a look. Over here, see, we're in MyStatLab, chapter contents, pick a chapter, say chapter 2, pick your section, and then pick the e-text. when it first comes up, it tends to come up pretty supersized, right? So that's really big. Well, depending on the size of your computer screen. I've got this giant computer screen. This is like I could read this from 10 feet. But if you've got a small laptop or something, it's probably about the right size. You can change the size to see more right here. All right, in any case, so chapter contents, and that brings you to the book. All right, the entire textbook is in there. It's identical to having a paper copy of the book. That's what I was referring to in my opening announcement. If your personality is like mine, you'll read the book. My experience, though, is that most students prefer the videos. The book does do a very nice job of consistently being short and to the point, and it has lots of good examples worked out. Okay. If you want a third option, there are PowerPoint versions of the lectures as well that do have some more detail in them. I've posted the PowerPoints in Blackboard behind the button cleverly labeled PowerPoints. All right. So you go to Blackboard, right, and there are the PowerPoints right there. Okay. All right. Whatever you do. Oh, by the way, all right. Both the videos and the PowerPoint presentations can also be found in my Stat Lab behind the Multimedia Library button. This is worth having a look here. There's a bunch of other resources in here as well. This Multimedia Library lists lots of little stuff, and if you're looking for other things, you want another something, like for example, let's pick Chapter 2 here. When I pick Chapter 2, you see all these different things it lists: the textbook, different kinds of videos, and animation is like a little slideshow. The PowerPoints, they have test prep videos, which would be it's really a review of the chapter. They have the lecture videos we've talked about. They have these little applets for some things that'll help you find stuff. StatCrunch we won't really use in this class. It's not so helpful. I'll kill it off. But so like if you just do the stuff that's available for Chapter 2, as you can see, there's a bunch of it, right? And over here, here's the videos and the PowerPoints and some of the other stuff. Okay, so all this stuff is behind the Multimedia Library button. Most students don't use it, but those extra supplements are there if you want them. All right, let's go back to where we were here. Whatever you do, all right, whatever you do, choose one of these three options and take notes while you do it. All right, you've got to somehow make up for or find a way to get the information you would have been able to get in a regular classroom that you're not going to get now because we're not meeting. All right, I very strongly recommend that you keep a separate page in your notes for definitions and formulas. Okay, those are things that you really absolutely need to know. All right, so let me give you a little bit of advice here about what I would do if I were a student. So we've talked about learning the knowledge you need. Here are 3 routines that I would follow if I were taking this class. Homework routine. Print out the outline that we just talked about for the chapter you're in out of Blackboard. Watch the video that I'm going to post for each chapter. The video is going to cover, it's going to be a mixture of highlights and the things that my experience tells me are the most difficult parts of each chapter. So it won't by any means cover everything, but I'm sure you'll find them useful. Read the book or watch the video. By this video I mean the lecture videos, or take notes from the PowerPoints for one section of the textbook. So just one section. Then work that section of the homework. Okay. Now repeat steps 3 and 4, right? So you're going to do like you do homework 2.1. You'd watch the video for 2.1, you do the homework for 2.1. You watch the video for 2.2, you would do the homework for 2.2. Video for 2.3, right? Homework for 2.3. Or maybe you don't like the videos, maybe you'd rather use the book, right? Or some mixture. There are a fair number of students that will watch the video, and then if there's some piece of it they didn't get, they'll go try the book. Just find something that works for you. Somehow you've got to get this information. Now when you get to a quiz, here's the quiz routine. Spend a few minutes reviewing notes and going over definitions and formulas. I would put them on note cards. All right. Step 2, take your first attempt. In other words, step 1 is, study for the quiz a little bit. Step 2, take your first attempt at the quiz. All right. Step 3, you've got the customized review comes up. Okay. So you're going to work the customized review for the quiz, and as you do that is step 3 and 4 really at the same time. As you work the customized review, take notes about anything really that comes up to do with anything you missed, right? Any definitions or formulas, maybe steps you need to get down on how to do a certain type of question. Okay, so when you work that customized review, you're not only getting help on how to get the ones right you missed, you take a few notes on it to help set it in your mind, and you'll have the notes later. Then you retake the quiz. If you'll go through this whole process each time you take the quiz, I think you'll find your quiz grades will be much better. All right. Test routine. So you work your way through some homework, you take a quiz, you work your way through some homework, you take another quiz. You do that a few times, you come to a test. All right. So when you get to the test, take some time to study your notes, memorize, go over definitions, formulas, types of questions that you think are giving you problems. Then work. So that's your first step. Study for the test a little bit, right? Then work the review assignment, test review assignment. As you do that, right, you're going to come across things that you realize, oh, I didn't really know how to do that. Or, yeah, I got that down, whatever. So use that. So again, step 3, you kind of do it at the same time as step 2. To review, you find some things you didn't know how to do, write them down, go over them a couple times, get yourself ready, right? Then take the test. Okay? These basic patterns will keep you in good shape. In addition, I am always glad to help whenever you have questions about the material, all right? Or questions about anything that I can answer, I'm glad to help. I recommend the Ask My Instructor button that's next to every homework question. You are always welcome to email me or call me as well. The Ask My Instructor button will give you an email template that automatically includes a copy of the question, so you don't need to type out the question. And then just anything you can tell me about where you got lost or where you want to stray helps me to help you better. All right? It's also nice if you will include a phone number when you do this. I won't usually use the phone number. Most emails with math questions, I'll just answer them. But there are some questions where there's so many different ways that you could have gone wrong or could have made a mistake that it's really a lot more effective if we can just talk for a few minutes back and forth so that I can figure out better what where you went wrong, and then we can work it out. All right. You're always welcome to call me or email me directly. If you have any trouble with any of the material, please do not hesitate to contact me. My email, mgibson@jtcc.edu, and this is my cell phone, 804-787-3819. You are welcome to call any day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Since this is an internet class over the summer, every once in a while I get somebody that's not in our time zone. I've learned to put the Eastern in there. I've gotten some phone calls at interesting times. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope you find it helpful.